Hello, guys. Welcome back. Asmodeus now hates me because I've betrayed him. Let me explain. Veles showed up, and Veles has just been doing that silent stare he does at Asmodeus. He doesn't like him. He doesn't like him. Veles, if you work with him, at least in my experience, he's very down to earth. His idea of wealth is wheat and food in your belly and cattle, and he's connected to the forest, the underworld, all this good stuff. He's not Mr. Casino. He's not. I, I'm getting this utter contempt from Veles for Asmodeus. He just straight up hates him. And he's been staring a hole in him. And a Veles video had popped up out of nowhere, and I watched it again. And, they remind you that, like, he's connected to Russia, of course, but to the Poles and that. He's a Slavic god. I'm a Slav. So he's been just staring death glares at Asmodeus, and Asmodeus has been whining about it. And I guess Asmodeus expected to be, he's not king here, no matter what he thinks. That's Odin's job. And I get this feeling of dismay. And Asmodeus thought, I guess he could be kind of a baby and hide behind me. I said, no. I said, you're a king and a warrior. You prove it. You stand up and be a gentleman and use all these communication skills a king should have. And you make peace with each other. And Veles just keeps staring at him. Then he like kind of like you can feel a side glance. He smiles at you and does those crinkles because he really likes the ladies. And he thinks that Asmodeus is pawn scum. I swear I just got pawn scums for you. So. Asmodeus hates him with a passion. Asmodeus and Veles can't stand each other now. I don't know if, well, let me correct that. I don't know if Asmodeus hates Veles, but Veles certainly hates him and wishes he would die. That's not nice. And Loki's been like, yeah. Oh, Nordic household. Oh, Nordic household. Sometimes they forget and all the other gods of Europe become Nordic all of a sudden because they would rather have them here than, sometimes Nordic gods are kind of clannish and they're like, yeah, close enough, same continent, but they're all picking on Asmodeus right now. And Asmodeus tried to be high and mighty. He goes, well, you're betraying me. You're not defending me. I said, no, you're a grown man. You get out there and you deal with it. And I said, I wouldn't try anything. I said, if that was a threat, Your Majesty, I wouldn't try anything. Do you know what he's the god of? And Veles has just been looking at him and looking at him and looking at him like he'd really like to kill him and drag him into the underworld forever. So it's adorable. Veles hates him. So if Asmodeus dies, you know why. It's funny. Um, and the funny thing is that Veles, like Loki, is considered the bad guy, even though he's not, by a lot of people. And if he doesn't like you, you're really skating on thin ice. It's kind of cute. It's absolute contempt because, like I said, Veles is very down to earth, a lot like working with Thor. Very down to earth, very, eat good food, have good food in your belly, and a roof over your head, and what more do you want? Honestly, gave you music. What the hell else do you want? And so, kind of like Bragi connections too. And he just keeps staring at Asmodeus. He doesn't like the little fancy boy with his little fancy boy clothes and everything. And I think Odin arranged this. Odin's just been like, how'd he get here? I don't know. Hello, Veles, how are you? And I've just been looking at Odin. Odin will pretend to like Asmodeus for a while, and then Odin's true colors come out. He can't help it. He can't stand. Odin doesn't like anyone. Look, he doesn't like anyone. That's all you have to know. Because they're competition for your love, affection, and time. When I am lacking sleep, I will think they're all going to get along and that they've all been our teachers forever and everybody loves everyone else. Then I get up and have my morning coffee and I see the world the way it really is, and I can see Odin plotting to get rid of Asmodeus. If he ever turns up in an astral bog somewhere dead, I don't know anything about it. I do love Asmodeus, I do, but if he's going to whine and try to hide, I'm like, that's not very kingly behavior. You get out there and you fight with him, or, not fight, because I won't suggest it with Veles, but I said, you have to be able to go and stand up and deal with him. And there's something about Veles that frightens a lot of other gods. Loki and Odin seem immune, but he just seems to frighten the living daylights out of Asmodeus. I noticed all the other demons scattered too. Like Veles shows up everybody around. But Veles loves women, so women, you're completely safe with him. He will come trotting over to you and come see how you're doing. He's a charmer, ladies. He's dangerous, and as far as Veles is concerned, Veles is the best one for you because Asmodeus. Beneath his contempt. I think it's good natured on Veles' part. Had he really meant to do Asmodeus harm, Asmodeus would have been hurt by now. He really would have. But Asmodeus is like really flustered. Um, I love Asmodeus. I love him dearly, but he can puff and preen. But I've noticed that despite the fact that in the Persian lore he was a warrior, he was more like a freedom fighter fighting because he had to. When he just gets suddenly intimidated by another god, I've noticed he like falls back on his pins and he doesn't know what to do. And right now, Veles is adding to the hell week that Odin and Loki have been putting him through, and he's just looking at him and staring at him and and then Veles smiles at you. Um, Yeah, Asmodeus and I, when we work together, we're already having that problem. He can be really good, and he can be princely and everything, and he can be very loving and sweet. He can be. But then he either tries to move way too fast, or he starts looking down on the other gods. He does have that flaw to his character while I'm dealing with him. This isn't some ineffable perfect deity. He will look down on the other gods for, dressing the way they dress. I dress like Willie Nelson. Why the hell he wants to work with me, I don't know. I've already told him, I said, this ain't Rare Window. If you put me in fancy clothes, I will get out of them again. So it's, maybe Asmodeus and I will end up not working together. He tries. He tries to reach, like, that common man ground, but it's like seeing someone that has never dressed in normal clothes trying to do it. It's kind of sad. He does love me, he does care about me, but he can be a bit of a snob. He's really snobby, and he's really snotty towards other gods if they, dress simply. And the Norse gods are just barely tolerating him for my benefit. And Veles doesn't have none of this shit. He doesn't have to be polite. It's like, no. You're doing what? You're having an attitude problem because we're simple and we're connected to farming and we're connected to the forest and all this other stuff. So he's got a problem with Veles. I told him, I did. I warned Asmodeus. I was like, look, I know you're portrayed as a king and you've been connected to wealth throughout the centuries and gambling and all this other stuff. I said, but you better check your shit. If Odin isn't prancing around wearing crown and all these jewels and all this costly stuff, that's the example you want to follow. Asmodeus won't listen. Asmodeus won't listen. So Prince of Persia is probably going to be taken out and beaten like a Persian rug if it keeps up. I do love them, I do, but I will not interfere. When they're having interpersonal problems, I've learned not to interfere. I just keep out of it. If he can't deal with Veles being Veles, he's never going to deal with much of anything. So, well, you made the Osbeer in his favor. There you go, buddy. Thumbs up. So, if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe. If Asmodeus disappears from the universe, what can I say? Annoyed Veles. So, I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.